Hello BBN. This guy Jaden Quaintance was projected to go no for in the 2026 NBA mock draft. He's Kentucky's big wild card and could be in the NBA, and we'll analyze why based on this article. Subscribe to the channel to receive more news from the Cats. Jaden Quaintance's arrival at Kentucky basketball is not just an acquisition for next season, but a great prospect who has arrived to make a difference. J. Kyle Mann's projection of Quaintance as the 4th overall pick in the 2026 NBA draft is a clear demonstration of the young wing's transformative potential and his ability to be more than just a role player. He could be the wild card that takes the Wildcats to the next level. Quaintance comes to Kentucky with an impressive background, even as a freshman who has already faced significant challenges. His time at Arizona State, although brief, was marked by defensive numbers that caught the attention of the most demanding analysts. The fact that he was one of the youngest freshmen in the country last season, at 17 years old, and yet ranked among the best in defensive metrics, is a feat that few players can achieve. Not only did he excel individually, but he also showed that he can positively impact a team that, admittedly, was not the most competitive. What makes Quaintance so special? First, his physical characteristics are noteworthy. 6 feet 8 inches tall, an impressive 7 feet 4 inches wingspan, and gigantic hands, measuring 9.4 x 11 inches. These attributes alone put him above average, but what really sets him apart is the way he uses them. Mann compares his style of play to that of Bam Adebayo, a player currently on a $165 million max contract with the Miami Heat. It's no small feat to be compared to someone like Adebayo, whose versatility and defensive impact are widely recognized in the NBA. Quaintance, according to Mann, has the potential to be the most dominant defensive player in the entire class, with nuances that recall the likes of Yolan Duren and Jonathan Isaac. This combination of size, mobility, and defensive intelligence makes him a constant threat to any opponent. But what really impresses is the way Quaintance adapts to the game. He's been described as a Swiss Army knife, capable of covering point guards with agility and suffocating centers with physical strength. An example of this was seen in the matchup against Colorado, when he neutralized the opposing center, blocking three-point shots and creating insurmountable difficulties in the paint. His stats reflect that efficiency: 93rd percentile in DRAPM, a comprehensive metric of defensive impact, and 99th percentile in personal foul efficiency, indicating that he not only defends well, but does so without compromising team discipline. That precision in his hands and ability to anticipate opponents' plays are rare qualities in a player so young, and they explain why so many eyes are on him. Offensively, Quaintance is still a work in progress, something Mann is quick to acknowledge. He's not a polished shooter, but that doesn't seem to be an insurmountable obstacle. On the contrary, his ability to recover and adjust his game suggests he has room to grow in that regard. And even if his initial contribution is mostly defensive, that would be enough to make him a valuable player for the Wildcats. Of course, there's the injury factor. Quaintance suffered a torn ACL in the spring, and his recovery will be crucial in determining his immediate impact on Kentucky and his position in the 2026 draft. Mann raises an important question. If he returns to full strength and shows glimpses of his potential, the mystery surrounding his condition could even boost his status. On the other hand, an inconsistent return could lead to criticism and questions about his ability to stay healthy long-term. However, given his youth and the resilient mindset he has already demonstrated, there is reason for optimism. If all goes according to plan, Quaintance could be the difference-maker Kentucky needs to compete at the highest level. The guys who were in Pope's first season are a great reason to celebrate, and we're going to highlight them because the transition of young talents to the NBA elite is a story that is often repeated in Lexington. But this season, the outcome was particularly special, not only because of the quality of the players who left the program, but because of the positive impact they had during their time under Pope's leadership, whose first season at the helm of the Wildcats was marked by individual and collective achievements that will echo for a long time. Kobe, Bree, and Amari Williams were the first names called in this year's NBA draft, representing Mark Pope's strategic vision in assembling the roster. However, 3 other former Kentucky players also secured their places in the franchises of the most competitive league in the world. Lamont Butler and Jackson Robinson signed as undrafted free agents through two-way contracts, and Andrew Carr, who signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Portland Trail Blazers. Each of these athletes has a unique trajectory within the program, shaped by both challenges and moments of undeniable brilliance. Lamont Butler, in particular, stands out as an emblematic example of overcoming and evolving. His arrival at Kentucky was surrounded by expectations but also by uncertainty, especially after a series of injuries that threatened to compromise his performance. However, Butler not only overcame these obstacles, but also posted impressive numbers in virtually every relevant statistic, averaging 11.4 points, 4.3 assists, and 2.9 rebounds per game. In addition to shooting nearly 50% from the field and nearly 40% from three, he proved to be a versatile and reliable player, the most iconic moment of his season, without a doubt. was his perfect performance against Louisville, when he scored 33 points on 10-10 shooting, a performance that will be etched in the memory of Big Blue Nation. Mark Pope, in his words about Butler, highlighted not only his numerical achievements, but also his resilience in the face of adversity. He came in and set records at Kentucky while battling injuries and improving in virtually every area of his game, Pope said. Lamont earned this opportunity. That statement reflects the pride of a coach who has seen one of his charges grow exponentially under his guidance, transforming into a player ready to take on the challenges of the NBA. Jackson Robinson, on the other hand, had an equally fascinating trajectory, although interrupted by wrist surgery that cut his defining season short. Before the injury, Robinson was on the rise, establishing himself as one of the best shooters in the SEC. In 11 conference games, he averaged 14.4 points per game, with an impressive 46.2% efficiency on field goals and 45.7% on three-point attempts. His performances against Mississippi State, 27 points, Texas A&M, 22 points, and Arkansas, 20 points, were clear testaments to his ability to change the course of a game with his lethal accuracy. Pope, in his commentary on Robinson, emphasized the importance of the player's pre-injury moment. He was playing the best basketball of his career before his season was cut short, and I'm ecstatic that he's getting this opportunity that he so richly deserves, he said. Those words capture the admiration of a coach who recognizes the potential of a player who, despite a significant setback, maintained the determination necessary to achieve his goals. Both Butler and Robinson have the chance to prove themselves. On the biggest stage in world basketball, they will join the Atlanta Hawks and Cleveland Cavaliers, respectively, for the NBA Summer League, which will take place July 10th to 20th in Las Vegas, known as a testing ground for young talent. This tournament provides the perfect opportunity for these former Wildcats to show that they are ready to compete at the highest level. In addition, the signing of Andrew Carr by the Portland Trail Blazers adds another layer to Kentucky's success story this cycle. Despite not being selected in the draft, Carr signed an Exhibit 10 contract, which could open doors for him to stay with the organization or even in other professional leagues. His inclusion in the group of former Kentucky players who have advanced to the NBA reinforces the program's reputation in a unique way. Let's move on. Without high expectations for 2025, what will Stoops and this football team be like? Let's take a look. Kentucky football, led by Mark Stoops, is about to embark on a 2025 season surrounded by skepticism and modest projections. Many experts and bettors have already painted a challenging scenario for the Wildcats, projecting the team as an underdog not only in the SEC Conference, but also in most of its away games. However, it is precisely in this less than fertile terrain that the program has found ways to flourish in recent years, proving time and time again that pessimistic predictions do not always tell the whole story. Despite the last 3 seasons underwhelming in terms of outright wins, the Wildcats have been an efficient machine when it comes to overcoming the betting spread, 8, with 4 consecutive seasons of exceeding projections, or 5. If you exclude the atypical 2019 season, UK has amassed an impressive 30-21 ATS record over its last 51 games. This performance is no coincidence. It is a reflection of a program that, even in times of adversity, finds ways to compete and surprise. One of the most notable aspects of this resilience is its performance on the road. Over the last 4 years, Kentucky has an 8-3 ATS record on the road, when considered an underdog. Signature wins over Louisville in 2021 and 2023, Florida in 2022, and Ole Miss in 2024, have put the Wildcats on the map as a team capable of wreaking havoc, even on hostile territory. 3 of those wins have come against teams ranked in the top 15 in the country, proving that the program has the talent and mentality to take on the big boys. That ability to perform under pressure will be crucial in 2025, when UK faces a daunting stretch of road games. This year's schedule presents significant challenges, with matchups against South Carolina, Georgia, Auburn, Vanderbilt, and Louisville. Current projections indicate that the Cats will be underdogs in 4 of those matchups, with the Vanderbilt matchup still undecided. While winning any of those games may seem like a daunting task to many, recent history suggests that Kentucky has the ability to steal at least one upset victory. Whether it's against South Carolina, Auburn, or Louisville, a single win could be enough to catapult the program back into bowl contention and reignite the hopes of fans and analysts alike. Mark Stoops, a coach known for his patience and long-term vision, appears to be navigating the turbulent waters of rebuilding with aplomb and determination. He knows that success in college football isn't built overnight, but rather through small victories that eventually compound into something bigger. Their ability to get the most out of their roster, even in the face of adverse situations, is a testament to their resilient leadership. And if there's one thing Kentucky has proven time and time again, it's that underestimating them can cost them dearly. In 2025, the team will continue to fight, game by game, and take advantage of opportunities as they arise. If recent history is any guide, it wouldn't be surprising to see Kentucky exceed expectations once again. Even though the road ahead may be arduous and full of obstacles, there's something inspiring about a program that continues to rise above the odds. And that's what we hope for. Let us know what you think.